As we enter another week of this showdown, Republicans in Austin grow restless. That includes Frisco Republican Jared Patterson. He supports the drastic action taken by the governor and the attorney general. Here's what he had to say.
They did this once before, back in 2021. They broke quorum. They left the state and delayed progress on important bills, important work for the people of Texas. And the result was that they lost 5 seats in the Texas House of that cycle. And so I think that, Democrats would be wise to show up for work, to do the work that they are elected to do, and quite frankly, that they're paid to do. And we've got important work to do when you talk about flood relief, when you talk about human trafficking laws and property tax relief, and yes, redistricting. The people of Texas deserve to have their representatives in Austin on the battlefield that is the Texas House floor.
What's your opinion on the steps that have been taken from state leaders, with arrest warrants, asking the FBI to get involved? Why try and arrest them? Why not just wait them out?
Look, at the end of the day, our rules and our Constitution calls for this. This is exactly the process that's laid out. The Speaker has every right to sign the civil arrest warrants that he signed. The governor has every right to use every tool in the toolbox to get these people to return. This is not a normal situation. It's only happened 3 times in the past, 20 years or so. But it's something that the law allows for us to do. These people are not doing what they're constitutionally obligated to do. That's a really big deal.
The Democrats in Chicago argue, hey, we don't like when redistricting happens, but it happens every 10 years. What's different this time is it's in the mid-census. We're in the middle of the decade doing it. What is your thought on that?
Yeah, when I don't like something that the legislature's doing, I either file an amendment, I speak against it, or I vote against it on the floor. That's the system that's set up, and that's what every member has the right to do. In terms of mid-decade redistricting, look, we're in a period of growth that we haven't seen ever really before in the history of the state of Texas. We have to redistrict, we have to reapportion the population once every 10 years. But, we're seeing 1,600 new residents every single day in the state of Texas. This rapid growth, this rapid expansion of population means that many of these districts are lopsided. And so we are well within our rights. We are well within the process. And we should ensure that every single person in the state of Texas has an equal vote. And we do that by making sure that the seats, the districts, are apportioned appropriately.
Right now, the state of Texas has 25 Republican members of Congress. This would move it to be 30 out of the 38. The Democrats will say, hey, that's just not fair.
And of course, it's ironic that they fly to Chicago and go to Illinois, where, the Democrats won about 52 to 53% of the vote last election, yet hold more than 80% of the congressional seats. You look at the New England states north of New York, states like Delaware and Maine and Rhode Island, 0 Republican representation in Congress. You look at the Democrats that fled to Boston. Massachusetts has 0 Republican representation in Congress. It is laughable that they flee to these states, the worst gerrymandered states in the nation, and then complain about what Texas Republicans are doing. And quite frankly, I'm sick of being called a racist. The big secret, the big bombshell that the Democrats don't want to talk about is that 4 of the 5 new congressional seats that we've drawn are majority Hispanic districts. So get out of here with the racist stuff. That's the card that they pull every single time that they don't like what we're doing. Well, we've got the Trump card. 4 of the 5 seats are Hispanic districts. They can scream racist all they want. It doesn't hold water.
If they stay out of state until August 20th, do you think Governor Abbott should call a second special session the next day?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I do too. In fact, I think if they come back now and they have delayed our progress on getting important work done as it relates to flood relief or human trafficking or ending the STAAR test or ending the abortion pill in Texas or banning taxpayer-funded lobbying or any of the issues that are on the call, if they have delayed a single issue, I think that Governor Abbott should call us back for a second special session and perhaps add additional Republican priorities to the call. There needs to be harsh penalties for this action that they took this week of leaving the state and leaving us with nothing to do for a week.
We expected Republican challengers in these redrawn maps. However, we did not expect it to happen this quickly. This week, a Republican jumped into the race for Texas 32, currently based in eastern and central Dallas County. Right now, it favors Democrats. But take a look at the proposed version. It is drastically different, stretching from the Metroplex east, almost to the Texas-Louisiana border, and now favors Republicans. Is this fair? I asked the new candidate.
So the map's changed because there's more Republicans now. And so when you win most of the counties like we have in last election, that just happens. I thought about this, that if you're a Democrat, you're kind of in trouble. If you want more influence, you should probably move out of Texas because Texas is a Republican state.
Businessman Ryan Binkley launched a long-shot presidential bid last year before endorsing President Trump. Now, he's running for Congress with his sights set on Congresswoman Julie Johnson. Whether it's the current map or the new map, he says he'll run. Johnson had no comment on Binkley getting into the race. Last week, she told Lone Star Politics these maps will steal the seat away from her diverse constituents.
Pairs Carrollton, for example, goes through Richardson and goes all the way out past Longview, over almost 200 miles.
And President Trump this week said he was entitled to a seat like Johnson's, arguing it will prevent Democrats from launching investigations into his administration.